What's up, guys? Josh from Strength Side. This is a 5-minute stretching routine that you can do in the morning or any time of day that feels good for you. So, as usual, no long intro. Let's jump right into this. We start with a Jefferson curl forward fold. So, tuck the chin, slowly round each vertebrae of the spine downwards. Do not move the hips backwards. This is just all about folding the spine forward, and if your hamstrings are very tight, you can do this with bent knees. Now from here, it's an easy transition to just sit down into the squat, and we can kind of see how that's feeling for the day. Oh, I feel like a yoga teacher. Check in with your body, see how you're feeling. And from here, we can just start putting the elbows on the inside of the knees, pushing the knees outward. Nothing too intense, very, very light, just kind of opening up the hips. So let's be truthful. This routine isn't going to make you into a super flexible dancer or gymnast, but what it is going to do is allow you to check in with your body. It's going to allow you to open up some ranges of motion, and especially if you've been sitting a lot for the day, or maybe if you had a hard workout previously and you're feeling a little stiff. And most importantly, it's gonna make you feel good in just 5 minutes. So now we hop into our kneeling position. We're gonna do a bodyweight knee extension. So this is really important to keep your hips extended here. Really squeeze your butt, load back that butt to heels, and then extend the hips forward. You're gonna feel a lot of this through the front of your thighs and the quads. And essentially we are strengthening the quads in a stretched position while also giving some love to the feet, ankles, and the shins. Shout out to my brother Trevor for recently just showing me these as a tool to open up the kneeling position that I'm in right here. And now I'm just gonna flip the toes around, kneel here for a few more seconds, just to kind of stretch the bottom of the feet. And while we're here, why don't we comment on this view? Wow, this was an awesome way to spend the morning, loosening up my body, staring out at the ocean. Do you guys have any cool places that you like to sit, stretch, meditate, whatever, just ponder life? Let me know in the comments below. So now we're moving into a butterfly press. So with this, I like to start with the hips backwards, and then I press my arms into the ground and essentially I'm bringing my crotch towards my heels here, right? And as you push your hips forward towards the heels, you're gonna feel a deeper stretch in the groin, and you're gonna be opening the hips up more and more. And I'm gonna hold on the last rep here for maybe around 10 seconds. I recommend going through this routine with me, following along, and then you can kind of make it your own if there's certain positions that you want to spend a little bit longer on, if there's any movements or stretches that you want to add into this. I believe it's very important for everyone to have their own unique little routine of opening up the body every single day. And it's a great practice. It's very meditative. So we're gonna move into some crab presses here. Press the ground away with your hands and bring your hips up, extend them as much as possible into this tabletop position. With the shoulders, I like to try to externally rotate and keep them down, depressed, right? Don't let the shoulder raise or roll forward. These are awesome, so great for opening up the chest and the front of the shoulder. Hold on the last rep. And back to yoga, Josh. How are you feeling at this point? Check in with your body. What is your body telling you? What are you not giving yourself that you may need? What do you need that you are giving yourself? Okay, and we're gonna hop into a bridge reach here. So this is all about driving extension through the spine and the hips. I really like to get those hips up extended as much as possible, and then we can start to kind of unravel the spine a little bit. I'm just doing one hold of these on each side. This isn't about bridging or anything. This is just about keep driving some extension through your body. And then we hop up into a little straddle pancake position, and I'm going to do a side bend here. I think side bending is so important. It's something that we don't really touch on a lot of throughout the day, the ability to just bend your torso to the side. So that's what we're doing here. If you have the flexibility, attempt to get the ribs down to the thigh that you're stretching towards. And on the other side, you should feel a big stretch from the hip up into the side of the torso. I'm holding for around 10 seconds in each position, and that brings us to the end. This has been 5-minute stretching routine. Hope you guys enjoyed it. One of the big things that we did was we moved the spine in all the directions it can move: flexion, extension, side bend, rotation. We opened up the hips and shoulders a bit. Let me know how you guys liked it. Follow Strength Side on Instagram. It's at The Strength Side. Like the video. Subscribe to Strength Side. Sign up for the daily practice. Link in description. As always.
Inhale. Exhale. I bring my mind back to the body. In the present moment, I feel the earth with me. I feel relaxed, the whole body. Free. It's wonderful to be free. We don't get caught from the thoughts, from the worries. It's so wonderful to be alive on the Mother Earth. One hand inside and the other hand outside, and then we can do massage. Massage the lower abdomen. Feel your body. You can do it with a clockwise. You press a little bit your lower abdomen. Feel the blood, the warmth, and the energy circulate around your lower abdomen. Support the digestive system. Okay, and then you can massage two palms together. And side by side. The other side. Push palms on your face. On your face, refresh all the cells of the skin. Fingers on your brain, on your head, and you can look like you brush your hair, massage your head. Okay, brush down in the back of your head, beside and front. That's good. Then you can massage your lower back. From your lower back, go down to your two legs. And then go to front. Go down and go in the back. And we can do 3 rounds like that. Then 2 hands. Two sides of your hands. When you do this often, support your heart and your lungs healthier. Okay? Left palm on your lower abdomen and right hand, 5 fingers together. Click to your left chest and shoulders. Click for 20 times and change the other side. It's good for your lungs, from your heart. Then the right side. left palm and then the right palm holding together. And you breathe in and out for 3 times and relax your wrist and your palms. This one can strengthen and heal your wrist. At the same time, make your palms healthier. Put your hand down, then hold back. The other hand, when you're holding 2 palms together, you feel the interbeing between 2 palms, 2 hands support together. And then you feel your body. You see? You feel the body and your mind come together. The left and the right, yin and yang, 2 palms together. Put down and hold it back. 3 breaths also. That's good. Lift your hands up and stand by your toes. Inhale deep and then exhale. Release all stress and tension, even release your suffering. Okay? Release your sorrow. Breathe in. Louder. Inhale. That's good. Open the 2 palms. Inhale. Exhale. You feel your body calm and at peace. Right palm on your heart and the left palm on your lower abdomen. You feel your 2 palms transmit energy to your heart. Left palm transmit energy to your lower abdomen. You feel your all internal organs. You embrace them. Feel grateful. Grateful to your heart. Grateful to your lungs. Grateful to the whole body. Okay? Recognize the body is miracle. Smile to them. And you try to speak positive energy to your body. Relax and feel grateful. As you promise, make a vow to take care of your body and your mind better in a way. Every day, smiling, relaxing, and then healing at the same time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let it go. Breathe in. Breathe out. Grateful. And then you open your eyes. Thank you for the morning. Thank you for the bird singing. Thank you for practicing together. Okay? Enjoy your day.
Awaken your joints. We'll begin by laying down on our backs, but don't start falling asleep because we're going to be moving our knees side to side in a windshield wiper fashion. Keeping your arms and shoulders down to the ground. Move your knees back and forth as much as feels comfortable for you, pausing in each position for a few seconds. This is a great stretch for the spine, which generally gets stiff as we sleep. Move gently and make sure that it feels good. We will go for about 30 more seconds. And we will use this opportunity lying on our backs to move straight into a glute bridge march. So push your hips up to the ceiling, squeezing your backside as much as you can. And now, to make this more challenging, as we drive the hips up, we will lift one foot off the ground. This places all of the weight into one hip, making that glute do all of the work. Alternate from side to side, and as best as you can, feel your booty getting a good pump. With all the sitting that we do, we often develop tight hip flexors and weak glutes. Sometimes the best stretch for the hip flexors is to develop more connection with your glutes. So 30 more seconds, let's do it. So as we wrap up our glute bridges, I want you to move into a side-lying fetal-like position. It's amazing that this position actually signals to our body that we're safe. And the safer that you feel, the lighter and looser that you'll feel. So spend a few seconds on each side. And from here, we're going to move into what we like to call the overhead frog stretch. So widen your knees and sit your hips back towards your ankles. Then reach your arms overhead, pressing your hands into the ground. This is one of our favorite stretches to open the hips and to lengthen through the spine. A great one to do in the morning when your spine is a bit more stiff. From here, we can easily transition into laying flat on our bellies, then propping up onto our elbows into a cobra-like position. From here, think about opening your chest and driving the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. This is another fantastic one to open up that spine and any stiffness in the shoulders. Make sure to squeeze your glutes a little bit to keep the strain out of your lower back. Breathe and relax into it. So now go ahead and move yourself up into a seated position with your feet on the floor and your hands placed behind you. We'll start to get some gentle rotation for the hips. Drive one knee down towards the ground, feeling a nice stretch in the outside of your hip. Alternate side to side and see if over the course of a minute you can get deeper and deeper into each hip. So one thing that I've found over the course of training my body for 15 years is it's very important to find balance. Most people will naturally gravitate towards one side of the spectrum, either hard, intense sessions with a lot of strength work, or to the other side of the spectrum, not challenging your body much at all. It should be no surprise that if you constantly lift weights, run, or just sit in front of a computer all day, one day you'll wake up and realize, wow, I'm really tight. And now we will do 5 butterfly reps, pushing both knees down at the same time. But the key is to, before injury, before you wake up realizing you're stiff as a board, is to implement some very easy, light stretching that only takes 10 to 15 minutes per day to prioritize your body's range of motion and health. So now we'll spend about a minute in our crab position. And first things first, let's get used to driving our shoulders down by lifting the hips off the ground and pressing the shoulders away from the ears. And notice that this is the opposite of what happens when we become stressed and our shoulders rise and we develop poor posture. And as you can see, you can start to circle your shoulders as well. And the main intention here is just to feel all the muscles that control the shoulders, the shoulder blades, and your rib cage. Most people don't realize how connected all of these are. And now we can start to lift those hips up towards the ceiling. And this will begin to give us a bigger stretch through the front of the shoulder. Explore. See where you feel a good stretch and find what feels good for you. And now we will move into a nice seated glute stretch. Cross one foot over your other straight leg and grab your knee, pulling it towards your chest. Start to rotate your chest towards that knee. Feel your glute stretch and feel your spine twist as well. This is one of those stretches that you can do mindlessly and probably get nothing out of it, or you can put a lot of good intention here and you can start to open up your hips and spine efficiently. And let's go ahead and switch to the other side for another 30 seconds. So lastly, we're gonna finish in a standing position. So slowly make your way up to your feet. Slowly reach your arms out to your side, and then reach them all the way up to the sky overhead. Do your best to resist arching excessively through the low back. Now guide your hands down towards the ground, rounding through the spine, stretching the hamstrings, and let your body relax to the floor. And now, taking your time and at your own pace, I want you to repeat 2 more of these. Arms up overhead to arms down close to the ground. Now more than ever, it's important for us to start each morning with intention. It's too easy to be passive and consume mindlessly. Skip the email, skip the social media, skip the phone altogether. Read something that positively affects your mindset. Meditate, write some thoughts down, and do some movement that nourishes your body rather than depletes it. You may have grown up thinking that one way of working out is the best and the only way for you to make gains. But we have to be real with ourselves to know when something isn't serving us any longer. I used to not listen to my body. I used to punish my body because I thought that's what men do. These days, I'd rather feel good and move freely. If that resonates for you, then come back and do the 6 strength side routine that's very beginner friendly. Let's begin on our hands and knees with some flexion and extension of the spine. Extend the spine by lifting the head and butt into the air. Make sure to relax the belly. Round the spine by tucking the chin and pushing the ground away from you, making the back as wide as you can. A spine that can move well without tension has big carryover into loosening all the joints of the body. The classic cat-cow from yoga is one of the simplest ways to keep that spine nice and mobile. Let's do our last rep, and this is a nice transition into bird dogs. Reach one arm out in front and the opposite leg behind you. This is a fantastic core exercise because we want to keep our trunk neutral and not overextend the lower back. We can achieve this by putting pressure into the ground with the hand and knee that stay down. We want to get nice tight lines here Picture someone's taking a photo of you for Instagram. You don't want to look sloppy. You want to be aesthetically pleasing. And after our last rep here, we will transition nicely into a child's pose by just sitting those hips back towards our heels and reaching the arms overhead. One range of motion that we all don't do enough is just hanging out with our arms overhead. It gives us a natural stretch for the trunk and the big lat muscles. And to upgrade this move a little bit, you can come onto your fingertips and you can press your chest down towards the ground. Notice that this creates some arching and extension in the upper back, which is usually where we get stiff and rounded from doing too much sitting. Now we can ease our way out of this and come down to lay on our belly. Place the forearms down by your side and slowly lift the chest up off the ground. Once again, we'll be doing some extension of the spine here and reversing some of that daily slumping. And make sure to squeeze your butt here just to keep that lower back nice and safe. Now we can take this to the next level by coming up on our hands. But if you're feeling nice and good right now, there's no need to push this too soon. But for some of you that want a little extra stretch of that whole front side of the body, we can hang out on the hands for just about 10 to 15 seconds here. And now where do we go from here but the classic downward dog? Make that body into a triangle and start to gently press the chest towards the thighs. I like to alternate by putting one heel down at a time, and once I feel good enough, I'll place both heels down and really feel that nice stretch through the hamstrings and the calves. There's a reason why you always see dogs do this, actually. It's definitely worth some daily attention for keeping your body strong and supple. So go ahead and take a quick break here and make your way down into a position where you are sitting on your knees. Now, what I want you to do is bring your hips forward by really squeezing the butt and squeezing the core. We want to reach one arm into the air, and I want you to focus on lengthening the side of the reached arm. This is an area that often gets neglected, and that's the sides of our torso. We can bend side to side, but we rarely do it in everyday life. Now, once you have the hang of this motion, you can also squeeze and contract the side of the core with the hand reaching down. And trying to touch the ground is a good marker to shoot for. So let's do one more on each side and really feel that big stretch. So next up, we're gonna do a nice stretch for the front of the thighs in the same position. Really squeeze the core and the glute muscles. And then we'll just slightly lean the torso back. As soon as you do so, you'll feel a big stretch through the front of the hips, especially if you keep the butt and the core contracted. Now, over time, you can work your way down, lower and lower. But for now, just go to where you feel a good stretch and hold that position. Okay, go ahead and relax, and we're going to move directly into a deep lunge stretch. Our main intention here is opening that back hip. And boy, I don't know if any stretch feels as good as this one. Now we can slightly rotate the body and lift one arm to further facilitate this stretch of the hip flexors and now the spine. Think about getting long here, lengthening through the leg all the way up to the hand. Go ahead and relax and we'll switch sides. So as you get into the other side, our first intention is just trying to let that back hip relax and getting some length there. I find it helpful to sometimes bounce in and out of the deep position. And once you feel comfortable, let's twist the spine and reach the arm up to the sky. And when we're stretching, it's an interesting combination of really trying to lengthen the body, which takes force, but at the same time relaxing the body. And that's where deep breathing comes in, long exhales, and really trying to relax into a deep position. Okay, let's go ahead and relax and take your time here to just come into a standing position. I want you to start by bending forward and placing the hands somewhere on your shins. Use your hands to pull your torso down and then bend the knees into a squat position. We're gonna work between these two positions here as they really support each other. Notice that I'm taking it nice and slow here. I'm not forcing anything too much. I'm just letting my body slowly warm up and get more used to each position. For those of you that can, you can grab your feet or place your hands down on the ground to get deeper and deeper into these stretches. And to me, this is what stretching is all about. It's guiding your body into deeper and deeper positions as your body feels safe. And it takes time to make it feel safe. So don't feel bad if you can't get as deep into a position as you'd like. It really takes gradual effort to make the body feel safer and more comfortable in a position. Once you put in the time, your body will finally release and you'll feel better in deeper positions. So now let's find our way down to laying on our back. We're gonna do one of my favorite exercises for the glutes, and that's the march. Find a good position where your core is turned on and your butt is squeezed. We now lift one knee at a time, trying to maintain that height of the hips as we lift the knee off the ground. I think this exercise has a really nice carryover into everyday life because when we walk, when we run, we're using one leg at a time. So to have that power from your hips with one leg is super beneficial. On this last rep, go ahead and hold for about 5 to 10 seconds in that single leg extended position. Go ahead and relax. And if you guys have followed StrengthSide for a bit, you know that I love dead bugs, and that's what we're gonna move into. So we're squeezing our core muscles and we're lowering one hand and the opposite foot to the ground. As you lower your limbs, this will want to break your torso position. So that's when you need to squeeze extra hard through your core to make sure that it stays stable as we're moving. We're learning how to move our hips and our shoulders while still keeping a nice neutral torso. Relax, and we will stand back up here. And guys, we are getting so much done in just 10 minutes. Let's reach the arms out directly to our sides. We're gonna simply rotate the shoulders inward and outward. Think about those shoulders being rolled forward and then rolled back. This is so good for the shoulders to go through this full rotational range of motion that they have. It's surprising how a simple exercise like this can allow you to gain more control over your shoulders, and you can use them more efficiently when you're doing other exercises. So now we'll reach the arms overhead and then nice and fluidly bring the arms down to the ground. You can spend a few seconds in each position here. You can think about reaching and lengthening the body, and this is such a good way to end all of the nice nourishing movement that we did for our body here. I hope you guys are feeling as good as I am. Remember that you can revisit this routine anytime. You can feel nice and open in your body, and it just takes 10 minutes. And if you are feeling good, I'd love it if you drop a comment.
Low crawling. Now this one is really important because the hands and the shoulders have to coordinate stability between the legs and the feet. From a quadruped position, crawl forward, but we're gonna pause when one leg and one foot are off the ground. This allows your shoulders, your hips, and your core muscles to have to create stability to balance the position.
Stability ball. I've recently been learning a lot of positions on the ball from Tim Sheaf, and I recommend checking out some of his content for more guidance on using the versus you to find stability within yourself on an unstable surface. A really nice position to start with is having your hands and feet on the ball. From there, if you feel comfortable, you can lift the hands and go to a kneeling position. you will feel your body figuring out and searching for balance.
Right balance. A single leg deadlift is a really nice way to work on this. Now we have to stabilize while moving different parts of the body through different orientations. Another great way to challenge your balance is to stand on different surfaces like a parallel or a slack line. This will bring different stimuli up through the feet and through the entire system so that you have to grasp a higher degree of balance.
Let's be sure to give our stability some love, or we'll be building upon an unstable foundation, and that will eventually lead to problems. The great thing about these drills is they're excellent priming exercise. For example, if you can stand on one leg with your eyes closed.
Alors pour la première pièce, on lève les bras, on monte vers le ciel, on pousse les orteils vers la terre, on soulève légèrement les talons, on redescend. Je rappelle que tous les mouvements des 8 pièces sont faits au rythme de la respiration. On remonte pas plus haut que le diaphragme pour la première pièce. Puis ensuite on ouvre. Pour la deuxième pièce, on vient tirer à l'arc. On reste dans un plan frontal. C'est parce qu'on inspire qu'on va à gauche. On ouvre le viseur entre le pouce et l'index pour activer la gueule du tigre, le gros intestin 4, le point du gros intestin 4. Puis toujours au rythme de la respiration, avec calme, sourire intérieur, on part sur la droite. Pour la troisième pièce, on vient rejoindre la terre et on se connecte à la terre et on monte dans un plan sagittal, toucher le ciel. Je suis donc entre la terre et le ciel, je redescends le long de mon plan sagittal. La main qui touchait la terre vient toucher le ciel, et la main qui touchait le ciel vient toucher la terre. Je regarde toujours la main du haut, sourire intérieur, et mouvement au rythme de ma respiration. Je ramène tranquillement, je viens regarder la lune dans mon dos. Je vais aussi loin que je peux, je relâche les cervicales, notamment C7. J'active mes yeux pour regarder bien loin derrière moi, d'un côté puis de l'autre, au rythme toujours de ma respiration. Je relâche mon ventre, puis je passe tranquillement. J'écarte un petit peu. Je descends, je garde ma tête droite, mais je regarde mon pied d'un côté sans jamais lâcher le bout du pied du regard. Je tourne autour de ma hanche. Ce mouvement est à bien effectuer au rythme de ma propre respiration. J'expire donc, je descends, je regarde de l'autre côté, je tourne autour de mon pied sans jamais le lâcher du regard. J'inspire en montant. Et je me relâche. Je peux faire tous ces exercices autant de fois que je veux. Puis je ramène mes pieds, j'étais très ouvert, je deviens très fermé. J'imagine que je suis étiré par un tourbillon, une spirale qui m'accroche à l'étoile polaire ou au plafond ou au nuage. Quand j'inspire, alors je monte, et quand j'expire, je descends. Je peux faire ça autant de fois que je veux, à mon rythme. Puis j'enchaîne. Je viens mettre les mains au niveau des hanches. Je ferme le poing, mais je ne le ferme pas trop. Je me rappelle que je peux garder un doigt au milieu. Je peux mettre mon doigt au milieu de mon poing et pouvoir enlever mon doigt. Donc je ferme sans fermer. Je vais activer l'énergie du foie avec le son du foie à l'expire. J'inspire. Et à l'inspire, je ramène toute la bienveillance, je souris du bord des yeux et de la bouche, j'attire mon attention vers le foie dans une couleur verte. J'active de l'autre côté et je ramène la bienveillance en souriant vers mon foie. Le bras n'est jamais totalement tendu, comme dans la plupart des mouvements. Dernière pièce, je ramène la terre et le ciel, je monte. J'imagine que les rayons du soleil viennent et passent par le bout de mes doigts. Je me remplis de lumière solaire. Je descends en pliant au niveau des hanches. Mes orteils sont touchés par mes doigts. J'active mon fondement. On dit que la tête va vers la terre et le sacrum vers le ciel. Je m'active. Puis j'inverse. Ma tête va vers le ciel et mon sacrum coccyx vers la terre. Je redescends, je relâche totalement mes épaules et ma nuque. Puis je ramène l'énergie de la terre à travers les méridiens de l'interne des jambes. Là, je prends bien le temps de rétroverser mon bassin pour ne pas me faire mal au lombaire. Et j'active l'avant, je viens supporter mes reins. Puis je redescends tranquillement. Je me rappelle qu'en montant, j'ai poussé les pieds. À aucun moment, je n'ai forcé sur mes jambes. Voilà, je pousse bien mes pieds et c'est ma colonne qui se déroule. Voilà pour les 8 pièces de soi. Je termine toujours par les mains sur le ventre, en spiralant et en souriant.
Un peu vers le haut. Activer. On repousse le plafond avec nos jambes. Je pousse le sol avec ma colonne. J'adore cet exercice dans mes stages. Quand je leur demande à la fin du stage quel était votre exercice préféré, ils disent tous le sac à eau. Donc régalez-vous. Qu'est-ce que c'est génial! Donc en secoue, donc c'est des petits mouvements, donc ça a l'air vraiment ridicule, c'est très très chouette parce que c'est complètement bête. Ça c'est vraiment le traitement anti-jambes lourdes. Ça fait un bien fou. Porter le bébé, donc je vais attraper mon bébé, c'est-à-dire ma jambe. Donc ça fait vraiment un bel mouvement pour dégager ici l'articulation de la hanche. Et on rapproche le pied et mon petit bébé plongé. Voilà.
Premier exercice, le coup de sabre. Mettez un pied en avant et commencez à bouger le bassin. Le corps oscille d'avant en arrière et le bassin propulse les bras. C'est-à-dire que si mes bras étaient morts, ce serait mon bassin qui leur permettrait de bouger. À cet exercice, j'ajoute la respiration. À la montée, j'inspire et à la descente, j'expire. Je peux changer de côté. Il est intéressant d'essayer de faire cette transition dans le mouvement. Puis, je peux ajouter du mouvement. Deuxième exercice, ramasser une pierre. Dans ce deuxième exercice, vous ramassez une pierre. Quand votre corps descend, il s'allonge, les mains s'éloignent du coccyx, vous saisissez la pierre et vous la ramenez contre vous. Ajoutez la respiration. Quand vous vous étendez, inspirez, et quand vous vous rapprochez, expirez. Placez votre attention dans les mouvements de la colonne. Votre colonne va faire un mouvement de S et vous pouvez être attentif à l'harmonie de ce mouvement. Finalement, vous pouvez ajouter du mouvement. Troisième exercice, le muret. Ce troisième exercice est complémentaire du deuxième exercice. Plutôt que d'aller chercher une pierre vers l'avant, vous hissez votre corps sur un muret. À la descente, le corps s'étend et à la remontée, vous montez sur le muret. Le corps s'étend et vous montez sur le muret. Inspire, expire. Inspire, expire. Finalement, vous pouvez ajouter du déplacement. Quatrième exercice, le dragon. Dans ce quatrième exercice, on commence par des étirements. Les mains sont jointes sur un plan parallèle au corps. Inspirez, expirez. Inspirez, expirez. Le bassin se déplace vers la gauche et vers la droite. Les genoux peuvent se plier. Une fois que vous avez fait vos étirements de chaque côté du corps, une dizaine de fois, en descendant le long du thorax, vous pouvez commencer des mouvements plus libres. Ces mouvements passent par les positions que vous avez découvertes dans les étirements précédents. Les mains sont toujours dans un plan très collé au torse. Soyez libre d'essayer les mouvements qui vous intéressent. La respiration est libre et consciente. Observez votre colonne, observez les points de tension, les points de difficulté, certains points de crispation. Et enfin, vous pouvez ajouter du déplacement. Cinquième exercice qui comprend 4 parties, l'ours. Première partie de l'exercice de l'ours, le coup de coude. Le bassin initie le mouvement. Les bras sont détendus. Dans chaque partie du mouvement, mon bassin entraîne un de mes bras vers l'arrière et mes coudes descendent vers le sol. Observez la façon dont la descente des bras et celle du bassin se synchronisent. On parle ici d'unification du mouvement. Inspire, expire. Finalement, vous pouvez ajouter du déplacement. Deuxième partie de l'exercice de l'ours, tirez une corde. Devant vous, une corde. Une corde lourde. Tout le corps entraîne le mouvement. Et c'est le bassin qui l'initie. Encore une fois, mes bras pourraient être au calme et ce serait le bassin qui démarrerait le mouvement. Il le démarre, il l'entretient et il le continue. La respiration peut être libre. La conscience peut être placée dans la colonne. Gardez une bonne posture. Et finalement, intégrer le déplacement. Troisième partie de l'exercice de l'ours, tirez un saut du puits. Vous sortez un saut du puits. Vous tirez un saut du puits. Inspire, expire. Inspire, expire. Comme nous avons vu plus tôt, c'est le bassin qui initie le mouvement. Mes bras pourraient être relâchés et le bassin initierait le mouvement. Placez votre attention dans la colonne. Placez votre attention dans votre cage thoracique. Et découvrez comment le bassin peut initier le mouvement. Enfin, vous pouvez ajouter du déplacement. Quatrième partie de l'exercice de l'ours, ramasser de la neige. Avec mes deux mains, de chaque côté de mon corps, je ramasse de la neige. C'est mon bassin qui initie le mouvement. Les bras sont relâchés. C'est seulement une légère tension dans les bras qui permet d'harmoniser le mouvement. Soyez attentif à la façon dont le bassin initie le mouvement. Vous pouvez vous permettre d'augmenter l'amplitude et observer la façon dont votre corps réagit. Soyez à l'écoute des sensations dans la colonne vertébrale. Enfin, vous pouvez ajouter du déplacement. Je vous souhaite bon courage pour ces exercices et n'oubliez pas, j'ai confiance en vous.
Turn from your weights, very important. Turning, spiral the weights. These are big joints that we need to move every day. Reverse the direction. Second, very small circle. Very small circle. You feel the movement of it. Second. Reverse. A knee. Reverse the direction. Each time, each one 9 or 18 or 36 times is good. Your shoulder. Reverse the shoulder. Your neck. Reverse. Opening the door of life. Exhale, bending down. Lumbar down. Inhale. Exhale. Stretching from the toes. Down. Stretching from the toes and your lumbar and all the way up to the heaven. Turn. Turn to the left. Bend down. Stretching. Turn. Now bend, really feel the lumbar and the hip open and the sacrum open when you twist. Breathing is very important. Standing on the toes. Stretching up. Now bend down to the right. Down. Open your lumbar. Let me see your lumbar open. Turn. Breathing, very important, together with the exhale. Turn. Down. Up. And rest. Gathering the chi. 1, 2. Breathing. Ask the force, breathe into your palm. 1, 2, 3. cover your kidney, and touch your door of life and breathing. Inhale. Round your back, expand your kidney, open your door of life. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And rest. Rub the kidney. Your right leg to the front. Right leg. Right leg to the front. Sink back. Now turn the weight to the right. Bending down to the left. Turn to the right. Bending down again. Back. Turn. Down. And chain the left leg. Bend. Turn to the left. Down. Turn. Bend back. Turn. Turn to the left. Bend back down. Let's hit the sacrum and the lumbar. So you inhale, you breathe in, smiling golden light into your brain and to your spinal cord. When you exhale, cloudy, let go to the ground. If you're outside doing, let go to the ground. Inhale, smiling golden light into your brain and your spine, and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And now rest. So rub the hand warm, aware your sacrum and cranial, and feel the spinal cord energy move up and down. And feel stress going to be get away very soon.
Or rounding of the back forward, trying to bring the lower programming is the L-sit and the hanging leg raise. We love these exercises because they're a version for every skill level, and they're foundational because they can lead to this quite literally can mean carrying things. Farmer's carries, suitcase carries, whatever configuration of a carry that you can, pike lifts, Olympic lifts, lunges, anything where you have to pick up something heavy and hold it. You know, no substitute for just picking up some heavy shit. Now, carries are anything that involves impact, like running, jumping, or any type of contact sport. Something a little weird. The third type of core exercise is, of course, crawling climbers, push-up variations. Basically, anything that gets you exercises are the best way to strengthen the coordination and connect. You only did the first two categories of core exercises, compression and carrying, then crawling gives you the ability to work on all the other functions of your core. Rotation, resisting rotation, side bending, scapular function, and so much more. On compression, or you can carry while crawling. And most people make money with their hands. So we gotta make sure.
Get started. So number one, we're gonna start in a squat, like so. What we're gonna do is we're going to place the hands down on the ground. Another option is to grab the ankles. And from here, what we're gonna do is we're going to lift the hips, straighten the knees, so we floss those hamstrings straight, knees all the way locked out, and then we just come back to our squat position. Now, we're going from a folded position to upright. I want you to think about straightening the spine. You can push your knees outwards, and then we do that again. Come down, get as straight as you can. So for you guys that are like, wow, this is way too hard, if you're stiff in the squat, you can be up on your toes or elevate the heels with something. And like I said, if you can't quite get that forward fold to the ground, just grab your shins here. And just get as much rounded as you can. Okay, next we're going to move into some hip flexor flossing. And this is a technique to get very deep into our hip flexors. So I'm gonna have you get in a deep kneeling lunged position here with your knee on the ground, hand on the ground. From here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift that knee like so. We're gonna place it back down. So as I lift the knee, you should feel a big stretch through this front of the hip. We let back down. Let's go again. Try to keep the hips strong. Tension in the glutes, not overextending the lower back. Get a big stretch there, down. Muy bien. Let's switch to the other side. So once again, deep kneeling position here. Hand goes down. I like to think about both of these thigh bones being pulled apart. They're pulling opposite directions. This one's going forward, this one's going up and back. You'll be very surprised at how quickly you can get a front split from doing that one. So this next one, you're gonna need something to hang horizontally off of. If you can't find anything, use your doorknob, okay? So what you're gonna do is we're just gonna grab this, really feel like your shoulder blades are being drawn upwards, up into the side of your rib cage. You can mess around with your hip position. The hips are gonna drag you back. Twist around a little bit. Play with it. What feels good for you? I'll bring my head up here. Tuck it. I can bring my feet back more. I can squat down more. You should feel like the whole backside, your lats, everything is just really lengthening upwards. Okay.
You can use the right thumb to press into the center of the palm. So you breathe in, press it, and then release it out. You can press it for 60 seconds, okay? Inhale. Exhale. You just press it and then release it. You can use the right thumb to press it in the center, outside connection between your first finger and your left thumb, okay? You press this point, it will help to reduce the pain, headache or like a toothache, you press it and release it. For me, when I press this kind of points, I have a time to relax my body, and then also to breathe naturally through my nose. Breathe in, breathe out. So you can press this one in 60 seconds. Then the point right here, press it and release it. You can also do this for 60 seconds. This one helps you to reduce the gas in the body, but also to help yourself improve your digestive system. Sometimes you eat food, right? And then you cannot digest, or you have a lot of gas in the body. You can press it and release it.